excellent reporters and legal experts here. CNN's chief legal affairs correspondent, Paula Reed, former federal prosecutor and CNN legal analyst Ellie Honig, former federal prosecutor Shan Wu, and CNN.
The considerable, indeed, extraordinary legal protections afforded by the office of the chief executive is a factor that overrides all others. To be clear, the protections afforded the office of the president are not a mitigating factor. They do not reduce the seriousness of the crime or justify its commission in any way. The protections are, however, a legal mandate which, pursuant to the rule of law, this court must respect and follow.
So, Ellie, to sum it up, what the judge is saying is that U.S. citizens don't get special treatment, but the office of the presidency does.
Yeah, the judge went out of his way to make a point in that clip we just heard him throughout today of saying, the reason I'm sentencing you to nothing is not because you did nothing wrong. The reason I'm sentencing you to nothing is because you have been reelected president. And out of respect, not even for you, President-elect Donald J. Trump, but the office of the presidency, that's why I'm doing this, and that's what compels this. And I'm glad you raised the point earlier, Dana, about the tone of the sentencing. People got to hear it. Obviously, Shan and I have both been to many of them. But sentencing is a really solemn occasion. In a case like this, even where you know there's not going to be prison time, more so where somebody's going to have their liberty taken away. And I think it was a good lesson in the way our courtrooms and our processes should work. Everyone, I think, gets credit. I think the DA made a brief but compelling and concise presentation. Trump did his sort of usual song and dance, but in a subdued tone, right? I mean, Dana, you've heard him in different tones before, I'm sure, but he was subdued today. And I think the judge did a good job of saying, here's what brings us all here today, and here's why I'm making this decision. But ultimately, was Donald Trump unfairly singled out, or is he being held to account like anyone else? We'll let that one play out on appeal.
Shan?
I think decorum was certainly the winner today. I think Merchan's done a great job in the trial up until the conviction. Then I think he kind of got derailed. He overthought the case, in my opinion. He should have just sentenced the man and then let the appeals process take care of it. Today, he actually, I kind of, all due respect to him, disagree with a lot of what he said. I mean, he had many options. He could have imposed the sentence and then suspended it. He could have done a lot of things other than the unconditional discharge, but give him credit, he did seem to find the way through the minefield where if he had not said no jail time, real question if that Supreme Court vote would have been just a tad different and stopped the entire thing. So you give him credit for actually, in Bill Barr's words, landing the plane at this point.
And